All right. Switching A. Smith. He already has admitted on Fox News he would vote for Trump in another election. Let's see what he's talking about now.
We'll talk specifically my conversation on Fox News this weekend with the one and only Mark Levin. They call him the Great One. Conservative radio host throughout the country. Plus, you can catch him on
First time of me hearing this, by the way.
Patriot Radio on Sirius XM, channel 125. He's been a phenomenal host there for years. Nevertheless, I appeared on his show, Life, Liberty, and Levin, which airs on Fox News on Saturday nights and Sunday nights. And while I was there, I gave my thoughts on the 2024 election and expressed some regret about what has transpired with the Democrats and Vice President Kamala Harris. And I've said this on many, many occasions. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Democratic Party. I said it on Life, Liberty, and Levin to Mark Levin himself. I've said it to this audience on various occasions. I'm saying it again now. Nobody's backing up from it. Nevertheless, I have to tell you that, and I don't blame Mark Levin for this, but did you see the headline on Fox News? Did you see it? Did you see it? In case you didn't see it, put it up there for us, folks. Let them see it right there. Look at that headline right there. Stephen A. Smith regrets backing Vice President Harris, open to voting GOP, not interested in the fear-mongering.
But he did say that if Trump was to run again, and if he wasn't this divisive character, I would consider voting for Trump.
Before I go to the actual clip of what I literally said, so I can show you all myself, let me state for the record, I throw no fault in the direction of Mark Levin for the headlines. As a reporter, as a commentator and pundit throughout the years, there have been many, many times where I have said something and having no responsibility for the headlines whatsoever. The headlines didn't completely accurately portray what I had said. So if I've gone through that, I'm certainly not going to blame Mark Levin, nor would I ever accuse him of misrepresenting me. Just like I've been friends with Sean Hannity for over 20 years, that also applies to Mark Levin, who I've also known now pretty much 20 plus years. So he is a friend. He is somebody that I communicate with often. No, we do not agree on a lot of our politics, just as is the case for Sean Hannity. But I respect those guys, and I've known them for years, and they've always watched.
Stephen A. be doing a whole lot of talking, man. Just get to the point, bruh. We know you like Trump. We know you think that he's a better candidate. You just trying to pander, bro. This guy is always on the fence.
My back, always. And I always appreciate that, and I'm always going to do the same for them. So it's not about that. But it is important that you all know exactly what I said, because headlines like that turn to go viral. So without further ado.
And by the way, we actually reacted to it on my channel if you want to check it out.
This is just a small clip of Mark Levin asking me the question that he asked, and I want you to listen to my answer. Here it is.
Let's go.
Stephen A. Smith, so could you see yourself seeing what you see now? And obviously Donald Trump can't run for president again, but if he could, under this current circumstances, could you see yourself voting for him?
Quite possibly. I'm not going to sit up there and dismiss that anymore. I think we're beyond that. He would have to prove a lot, Mark. And I'm not talking about policy now for a second. Allow me to say this. What concerned me about Donald Trump, and the reason I voted against him and voted for Kamala Harris, was because I felt that he would be.
Because you're an idiot. Sorry, man.
Divisive, that he would create chaos because he demands such a level of loyalty and fealty to him. And that would take priority over governing our nation. That was my concern. And so I'm looking for both sides to work across the aisle from one another. Having said that, when you see some of the things that he said, if he follows through on some of the things that he has said, it's not just about eradicating inflation, improving the economy, obviously controlling our borders. These are all things that I care about. Make no mistake about that. And I certainly would support him in that regard. But
if you care about those things, that's what Donald Trump was talking about, which would make him a better candidate. Am I high or something? Am I missing something? Because Kamala Harris was not talking about that. She wasn't talking about any of that. I'm just so confused on why this man can't pick a side, stand 10 toes down. He could tell us about LeBron and how he feels about LeBron, but you can't tell us how you feel about politics. Pick a side, bro. It don't matter.
It can't.
Well, he did pick a side. You picking Kamala Harris. That's who he voted for. He's mad that he's wrong. That's probably what it is. He's mad. Switching A. Smith is mad that he's wrong and he's supporting the wrong side. And maybe he's having an awakening moment.
Be just about fealty to him and loyalty to him. It has to be about getting the job done on behalf of what's in the best interest of the American people, as opposed to yourself, and not engaging in the kind of juvenile tendencies, tweeting all the time and going after people who are really much irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. You do things like that and you show that you're the adult in the room. Yeah. I don't think anybody could dismiss Donald Trump at this particular moment in time, not just because of him, but because of what we've seen the Democrats do. That is what I said. Anywhere in that headline, did you hear me say, I regret voting for Kamala Harris?
No, we didn't hear you say that you regretted voting for Kamala Harris, but we definitely heard you say there were reasons why Trump was a better candidate. I think a lot of us can use our context clues and common sense to see what you're saying is that you would consider voting for Trump again because you knew that the person you voted for was totally against those things. They didn't have any answers, and Trump was the better candidate. That's what you're telling us, right? Like, that's what you're telling us. See, most hardcore Democrats are going to say, no, I'm never going to vote for Trump. And that's it. That's where they're going to stand. Whether I agree with them or not, that's where they're going to stand. When they start saying stuff like, well, I might consider voting for him, or you know what, I think we're in a better place, with Trump now, even though I voted for Kamala Harris. Well, it tells me that you actually believe in Trump more than the Democratic Party or the Democratic candidate. So just say Trump's a better candidate. But you're giving me all this sauce, which I didn't ask for the sauce. I just asked for the meat and potatoes. Let me know y'all thoughts below. Make sure y'all please comment, like, and share. And also, I do weekly live streams, so make sure you guys join the weekly live streams as well if you like this content.
You did not hear me say that.
And feel free to donate to the show.
But
all right. I'm going to let this play out. But yeah, Stephen A, the thing I don't like about it, man, and I love Stephen A as a sports anchor. I just can't stand him as this sports analyst. This political commentator, because he doesn't give us the real. It's like he doesn't know whether he should just say, I think Trump's the better candidate, and that's it. He still wants to throw in Kamala Harris and then wants to then down them and say, well, this is why they lost. But then you don't want to give Trump 100% his credit. Like, he does this fence rattling, which is really not going to be good for him when it comes to political commentary. People don't like that. Just pick a side, you know what I mean? And stick on that side. Oh, let me go ahead and unmute it.
Fine line. Because I do have my trepidations and feelings of disgust when it comes to the Democratic Party, how they handled things leading up to the election, how they handled the year prior to the election with Joe Biden refusing to step away and going back on his word to be a transitional president. OK, I don't like the fact that, they got $1.5 billion and, next thing you know, we're looking for where the money went.
They don't know where the money went. It's gone.
Wait a minute.
It's out of there. So again, here comes Stephen A. He's going to go down the line of everything he hates about the Democratic Party or the things that he doesn't like. But you voted for it. This isn't like you voted for this.
I don't like the fact that people like Oprah Winfrey and others were paid before doing interviews with Kamala Harris. I don't like a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of it smells. But I think it's important to make this point. And this is directly aimed at conservative media. It may be because they've been vilified for years and they found themselves to be at a distinct disadvantage when it comes to the leftists on the media side. I get that part. But it doesn't negate the fact that when it comes to conservative media, they won't hesitate to misrepresent your words a bit for a better pro-Trump,
come on.
anti.
Don't do that, Stephen A. Because the things that the left will misquote, they will call you racist. They will set up certain questions to give you a title and to give you a judgmental title. For example, they will bring up race, and if you don't fit their race narrative, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're any of these things. They will give you labels, and they are part of cancel culture, right? They are the culprits of cancel culture. They want to cancel you. They want you to lose your job. They want you to suffer because you don't support something that they do. That's the side that you are advocating for.
A Democratic headline. Because indeed they like having prominent influential voices come over to their way of thinking. To some of them, not all, not most, but to some of them, it's like, oh my goodness, there are a lot of folks out there, that do think like us, that do side with us, that do favor our mode of thinking. And we're not as alienated as you think. And I think there's a lot of folks within conservative media that are prone to doing something like that, just like you can look on the left, because the liberal media will misrepresent your words in a heartbeat to make you seem more extreme and to work very, very hard to tie you in with the Trump and the MAGA folks. We've seen that happen to me on both sides. So, I just felt the need to say that because it's important that people understand. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to have it put up on the screen every time I'm on this show and I'm talking politics. I am an independent.
All right. Y'all can listen to the rest of this to Stephen A. I just wanted to react to it to see what he was talking about. Listen, Stephen A., we know you're an independent, right? And we know you're going to switch to whichever side is popular. We know you're going to straddle the fence. We got it. We got it, Mr. Independent. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Like I say after every video, this is Chestnut Checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.